Hey everyone, this is DCSG 81. In this video, we will look into some of the points which I missed out in my previous review video. Okay, as I mentioned, this will be like a supplement videos to my previous video, which is a review for this Evil Majin Buu. A few points which I failed to mention, maybe because I was too excited about this figure. So if you haven't watched the video, you can check it out right here. Okay, but before I get into this, I would just like to, which is another point that I missed out in my previous video. Someone have actually messaged me about the points which I say that earlier on there was a teaser for this Majin Buu, but it was cancelled. So so the guy was saying that he doesn't know anything about it, he don't think it's true and things like that. So I'm actually going to show you some pictures right now that you can see on my screen. So this is not something that I made up, it's actually there for every SH Figuarts Dragon Ball fan should seen these photos before, so it's not a Photoshop or anything like that. Okay, so this is not something like a major deal breaker or anything like that. It's just something that I wish to show you guys so that you can be more cautious about the figures, and it's also not like a very big cons or something like that. So let's take a look. So as I mentioned earlier, there is no flaws in the overall look, which I still agree on, but for changing on the heads, I would like to point out that okay, you can see that it's pretty tight. Okay, so you might want to be careful when you are putting on the changing the head, because I have a few times that I have a trouble to put it on, maybe because of the neck here, and it keeps blocking and I can't really push it in. So this is something that I wish to tell, and you might want to take a look properly before you actually push it in. And it's very tight, so you have to really hear the click before you can be sure that it's already in. Okay, so this is one thing. And the next one is the hands. It's also a little tricky to interchange because of the portion here. It will block, and you might even scrub off some of the paint, which I think I did. Yeah, you can see there's a little, so it might also rub off the golden paints on the hand. So what you want to do is, this is not movable, it's permanently there. So when you try to put on the hand, maybe you should do from the below, and then you just put it in. Okay, so there are a few times that I was stuck to put it in. So these are something that I wish to point out. And as for the leg, I was told by my friend that his Majin Buu was having problem to stand, maybe because of the height, and also there's a little looseness on the feet socket. So for mine, I think it's perfectly fine, but just a word of caution: when you try to let him stand, just be sure that he's already standing before you leave your hands on it. Okay, so this is another caution which I like to point out. Okay, so as for the next one, I've seen how Daredevil 19 actually broke his this accessory head for Fat Majin Buu, and I do agree that it's a bit hard to put it on at the first try. So for you guys who are receiving this figure, when you first put it on, just be very careful not to just push it in or pull it out, because this piece here, as you can see from the Daredevil 19 video, is very fragile. Okay, so what you want to do is, you might just want to, you know, go around and it's in. So even when removing it, you don't just pull it off, just again turn and slowly, see? Yeah, so this is one of my methods which I find it really useful to prevent any breakage. Okay, yeah, don't just push in and pull out, just turn and it will be fine. You can hear the sound, the squeaking sound, so it proves that it's quite tight. Okay, Yep, so this is my short video which I would like to show about some precautions. So I hope you find this useful, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, one more thing that I failed to mention earlier is when I first received it yesterday, I tried to do some poses. I feel that especially the shoulder joint here, it is very tight. Even today, even after I turn it so many times, it's still very tight. You can actually hear the sound. So when you try to move it for the first time, don't hold it here and pull, or even here. You have to push your hand here and slowly push. You can see it's very tight. So the joint inside, it is not small, so I don't think it will break, but still, as a precaution, just put your fingers and hold it down and push. This is extremely tight. I'm not sure whether it's just happened to mine, but this is what I noticed, that it's very tight here. Yeah, so just be careful guys. Okay.